Before we begin, I have to tell a little story. A little over a year ago, I applied to be the comedy writer for a game called Battleborn. There you go, that's the story. And seeing as I'm still doing this, you can guess I didn't get the job. But don't worry, I'm not bitter or anything, and I definitely haven't been planning my revenge for over a year. And this definitely won't affect the video in any way whatsoever. But yes, if the writer of Battleborn is watching this isn't about you. There are much larger forces at work here. Now, on with the completely unbiased review. So this week, I was able to get an early look at Battleborn, a competitive / co-op first-person shooter coming from Gearbox. You know, the people that made Borderlands and, Borderlands. First off, you'll notice that unlike other games coming soon, the character roster on this is full up. I mean, damn. And just by their look, you can tell that they all have personality. Personality that is completely devoid of amazing humor. Now, since this was just a preview event, I didn't really get to experience everything that Battleborn has to offer. But I got what they're going for, and I was pretty impressed. Now, there weren't actually many people to play with, so I decided to do the story mission solo. First up, The Void's Edge. After some quick story, you'll choose a character. Starting off, you'll only have a few available, but you will unlock more over time by leveling up and completing missions. But more on that in a second. For my first mission, I ended up going with Thorn, a bow and arrow type. And after a kick-ass intro, it's time to go. Now, Battleborn is a bit of a genre bender. It plays like a shooter, but also a bit like a MOBA and a tower defense game. Every time you level up, you get to choose between 2 augments for your character, which do things like add additional effects to your skills, increase damage, reduce cooldowns, etc. Each character will start out with a basic attack and 2 special skills, which are activated by hitting Q and E. For Thorn, I had a multi-shot and a poison trap thingy. You'll also eventually unlock an ultimate ability. Mine was a giant energy bomb. Not really sure how that fits with the archer thing, but whatever. Story missions are a lot like any normal level would be in a single-player shooter, lasting about 30 minutes. Or at least solo and on normal difficulty. But of course, you can play them co-op, which is definitely how the game was designed to be played, because playing with others would have made this a lot easier. The levels I played were pretty linear. I would walk down a pathway killing enemies until I hit a wall where I couldn't progress any further until I took down a few waves of bad guys. Once the waves were dead, a door would open, and repeat until you hit the final boss. Now, the waves of bad guys part is where the game kind of becomes a tower defense game. As you kill enemies and break these stones throughout the environment, you'll gain crystals, which are kind of used as currency, which you use to build towers in designated areas, typically around the parts of the level where waves of enemies are going to spawn. And all of this is accompanied by characters spouting dialogue at you.
We're doomed! We're all doomed! Captain, you slapped me!
That's not funny! In the first mission, I had to guard a giant robot through the level so we could pull a Pacific Rim / Iron Man and throw the robot into a portal and then blow it up. Did I mention that the robot is completely humorless? Ha 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 ha. The final boss battle wasn't much to speak of. Shoot bad guy, kill the guys who shield the boss when they spawn. Shoot bad guy, kill the guys who shield the boss when they spawn. And actually, this has to be done fairly quick, otherwise... Hey, this is getting a little claustrophobic in here. Can we just get away from me? Get away! Once the mission is complete, you are taken to an ending screen, where you'll get to see some stats, and you as a player level up your command rank. This rank is how you unlock new characters. You also get a character rank. I'm assuming that it does something, because right now I have no idea. After this first mission, or first game, or whatever you play, you'll also find out that your character gets gear. During the mission, you probably picked up a loot pack. Opening one of these gives you gear, which you can equip to increase your stats. You can only equip 3 pieces at a time, so you'll have to choose wisely. However, you do get loadouts in case you'd like to change depending on the situation. Alright, second mission. This time I went with Wrath, a dual sword melee based character with the ability to shoot out a sword beam thing and do a ground pound that launches enemies in the air. My ultimate ability was spinning in circles like a dreidel of death. Dreidel, 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 they made you out of dismembered body parts. The second mission was actually more of a tower defense based level, with several areas where I would set up turrets and traps to fight off waves of enemies. My ultimate goal was to save another warrior that could help us defeat the enemy, and completing this mission unlocked that character for me. So I figured it was time to test him out, but this time in PvP. This is where Battleborn plays like a MOBA. Your goal in PvP is to kill your enemy, duh, and lead your group of minions to the enemy's base so they can throw themselves inside this thing. Do this enough and you'll win! Oh, and there is a little tower defense thrown in there, but it's mainly the MOBA stuff, complete with taunting those that you kill.
Bang, 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 bang.
still not funny. Due to the lack of single-player missions in this preview, I stuck to PvP for the rest of my time in game, and thanks to the lack of players in this preview, we ended up playing against bots a few times. Gear in PvP actually works a bit like a MOBA. You'll start off with nothing, but you will gather crystals by killing enemies, killing enemy minions, and just by finding them throughout the environment. You'll then need to purchase your gear, with higher quality items taking more crystals to buy. Again, very MOBA-esque, but enjoyable. I tried new characters with each game, and they are truly varied. With so many characters, I'm a bit worried that there's going to be a few clones, but so far so good. I'll admit, I came into Battleborn with zero hype and a bit of prejudice, but I left pretty jazzed to play the game again. I'm especially looking forward to playing with some friends, because I think that's where this game will really shine. I just wish it had some comedy in it.
Taking damage, feeling good. Nope, feeling bad. Help. Ow.
Damn it. Fine, you win, Battleborn. This time. But this war isn't over yet. I'll be back. I'll be back. Make sure to level up your MMO knowledge by visiting MMORPG.com, subscribing to our YouTube channel, and by following us on social media. To catch up on the week's biggest MMO news, watch our latest MMO FTW. And to see if there's a better MMO out there for you, watch one of our latest First Impressions videos. Thanks for watching.